Welcome, Aikam Aikoham Nath. Welcome. We seem to have lost Mandy for a moment. She seems to have disappeared. So I'm welcoming you here to the live, to everybody that will join us on the thread today. So wonderful to be here with you.
Thank you very much for having me here, Janine.
I shall take this opportunity while we're waiting for Mandy to read out the bio that I have prepared for you.
Sure.
Please excuse if I get some of the pronunciation wrong. I've practiced, but I'm not so sure of some of the words, but thank you very much. Aikam Aikoham Nath is a realized master in Himalayan Yogi who has a master's degree in entomology and has the unique ability to bring the union of science and spirituality together and offer a bridge from the east to the west. Guruji, as he's fondly known, spent a number of years here in New Zealand before following his spiritual calling by journeying to the Himalayan mountains, where a humble cave became his home as he delved into his intense sadhana or deep meditation. He has experienced the energy of the infinite and is empowered to share the grace he has received with seekers. Yogi Aikam Aikoham Nath is a Siddh master and meditator. Siddh is the self-realized master who has experienced the energy of the infinite and is empowered to share the grace he has received with the genuine seeker. As a Kundalini energy master, Aikam also has the ability and spiritual fire energy to energetically burn the seeker's karmas with Shaktipat or spiritual healing transmissions. Guruji is currently on a tour around Aotearoa, New Zealand, with karma release and healing events. We are so blessed to be here with you today, Guruji. I am already feeling the depth of what will be shared with us as you lead us on the pathway of truth over this next hour. So welcome, welcome to you. Oh, it looks like Mandy's doing her best to come back here. She does have a bit of a internet connection that plays up now and then, so it's just I guess it's all divinely orchestrated, exactly how it's meant to be, especially with you being involved.
Perhaps.
So I'll just start off by asking you a question here to start our conversation today over the next hour. You've been caught here in New Zealand during the lockdowns and the closing of the borders since March, originally here for just 2 months, and I feel that nothing happens accidentally. Would you share your knowing with us as to why New Zealand in particular has been graced by your beautiful presence over these past few months?
Yes, Janine, like the universe knows its plan, so we can't know what they are planning. We can't know. We can just be the channels and do not use our mind when we are doing the highest work. So when I came to New Zealand, so few years back, that is when I came to know about some of the secrets or the plans of Guru Mandala that were disclosed. So in the coming time, which is now a time, especially in the next 6 years till 2027, and then 5 years after by 2032, there's a huge shift in humanity that is coming. So and New Zealand being the one, let's say, neutral energy portal right now, is planning, or let's say being chosen to bring and provide the base to that highest energies. So from New Zealand to Uluru, which is the heart of our Kali, under that the black crystal, from there to Fuji, to Japan, to Machu Picchu, Mount Shasta, Machu Picchu. This whole energy portal is actually becoming very potent in the coming time, right? huge energy is opening up here. But that energy remains itself without grounding. So like Himalayas, there's a lot of Siddha Yoga masters who have meditated thousands of years and thousands of years, and they have burned themselves and are capable to hold that cosmic energy. This part of the world lacks that. Right? So when I came here, and the plan is always to strategically place someone who can burn themselves and light the other lamps, so the energy portal becomes much more stronger and the base becomes stronger. So when I was brought here for 2 months, I came for 2 months, and I was supposed to go back in May, but that never happened. Few years ago, the idea was given that this place needs the serpent energy, let's say Kundalini, which you people call male and female energy, Shiva and Shakti. That serpent needs somewhere to hold on to, like the fire. Fire itself remains very vulnerable and it can eat anything and then die itself. But if we have a controlled fire, we can go anywhere and then we can harvest the whole life force energy with that fire. Similarly, in this part of the world, we need to create that strong base that can hold that serpent of Shiva and Shiva. So for that reason, I have been brought here. And for the last year and a half, we have worked, I have moved around, did karma release and a mantra yoga, initiating beautiful souls into the mantra yoga, the sound sonic frequencies. And now we have come to a place where we have got a space and we are going to make it as an ashram, which is Sri Shiv Shakti Ashram. And that is going to happen near the Nelson. So yes, nothing happens by coincidence. I have been strategically placed here. For the last few months, I was able to go to Australia and drove to Uluru, did some activations, or did some prayers, and then came back here. Now we are doing work to lighten the other lamps here in New Zealand.
How wonderful is that? You know, Guruji, that you bringing this ashram into being here in New Zealand is reminded me or brought back a memory when I was watching the video this morning where you were actually mentioning that that on there. I went back to a memory of about 12 or 15 years ago where I was meditating and I found myself in the universe and I was looking down at New Zealand and it had this beautiful purple hue right across the country, and it's exactly the same purple hue that I see around you now on your videos when I'm watching. So my guidance said to me at the time that what I was seeing was clarity and connection, and that New Zealand held a space of this clarity and connection for the future where the veils would be lifted and the masters and the teachers would be able to come in, and New Zealand would be like the classroom of the world, and the teachers would be pulled here or they would be born here and they would be taught here and then into their own presence and power, and then they would go out into the world and teach. And listening to you this morning, I thought, oh my gosh, I hadn't thought of that for so many years. And here you were talking about the ashram and seeing the color around you, and it just brought the whole thing back from 12 to 15 years ago back to this present moment, and it's happening.
That is exactly right. The one of me is belonging to the Guru Mandala, the White Brotherhood. That is our plan, to bring that and make the masters. In the coming time, people from across the world will be traveling here. This is going to be an excellence center where I would go to India as well, where I come from, Himalayas, and my master is in Varanasi, Kashi. I will bring them here and also give experience to people, enough reading has happened, enough watching has happened. It's time to taste the recipe. Okay.
Yes.
And that is what is going to happen. I am going to sit here and burn myself. And I send the invite to all the people who really want to embrace as it is, the universe is. So purple, yes, you would see the purple aura and all that. But these are you, being a meditator, we must go beyond all this and to the nothingness. We cannot remain stuck to any particular dimension or forsake Kundalini. That is also another dimension. Shiva Shakti is also a dimension till we merge into nothingness. That is where beyond intention, that present, that supreme consciousness is. I'm talking about that. Not any other dimensions. We're going to go, if we have to seek, why not we seek the highest?
Yes.
And that is our purpose. The purpose of soul is, if Jesus is saying, I am the Son of my Father and the Holy Spirit. So from the Son to the Father to the Holy Spirit to the seeds to the intention, that's where we have to go.
Wow.
And
Time to embrace the truth.
Yes. And that's the burning. When you're talking about burning yourself, I mean, you're not literally burning yourself. Can you just explain to the listeners and the viewers what you mean by burning?
Yes. See, there are two types of fires. One is the orange fire, that is your digestive fire, that you eat what you see the fire around. That is a normal fire that burns the food, that burns the materials, right? It's hot, it's orange. The fire of meditation is white. It's the most chilled and the cold fire. That doesn't burn the materials, but that burns the subtle world inside you. The blockages that you are holding in your psyche, the belief systems, all that dust and all your belief systems that you have gathered. We burn ourselves. That is called your Kundalini energy, the white light that comes and it burns you from inside. And that is only possible by the power of meditation. That is only when you are initiated and you have a proper guidance and help, right? So burning means, one, you can burn outside digestive foods. That is not the fire I'm talking about. That is called Jatar Agni, the digestive fire. And one is called spiritual fire. Shiva Agni is called Shiva Agni. So Shiva is the highest one. So when we meditate from our navel, that is the seed where that fire, the spiritual fire is. So both fires live in your navel, the spiritual fire and your digestive fire. When you let your mind talk and take control of your life, the digestive fire increases and the sense organs start eating the world outside through your eyes, through your ears, through your nose, through your mouth, through your skin, right? Then you are forced to go out. When you have a guidance and when you are properly guided on the path with your own honesty, then the Shiva Agni, that starts burning up, the white fire within you. Then all those senses which were out, that they come inside and start burning the inner blockages, the white fire. Okay, that is a fire of a meditator. After you burn your inner, then the proper balance is achieved. Digestive fire and spiritual fire, Jatar Agni and Shiva Agni, yin and yang, man and woman, male and female, day and night, sun and moon. Before that, it's not possible. You will be tending either to go on the left path or the right path. For that, we need a master. And this is why I am here for. So burning the self means burning all my identities.
Yes.
And coming to Aikam, the one and the only one. Ekam Brahma Dvitiya Naste, that there is one creator, one, and there cannot be second one. One and the only one, Aikam Aikoham. That is the ultimate truth. The whole humanity, the whole universe, the creation is only going towards that. There is no other way. You can go any other way. Ultimately, you have to come to the same point.
Yeah.
So the burning means burning the false identity so you achieve your inner reality as it is.
Mm. Whew, beautiful. It's a swinging thing though, isn't it? We swing out, you know, quite often we can feel, I know I can feel quite centered and neutral and, you know, in this really lovely space, which is just such an inner peace. And then the swing happens where you fling outside again.
Absolutely.
And you're taking in all that from out there. And it's
but that is a path. That is a path. It's the path of a pendulum. We cannot understand about the day if we don't understand about the night. So the universe will give us experience of night. In the night, the fears will come as well. All that traumas and all that pain, this is all darkness. So we understand what healing is. So we understand what love is. I can't understand about love if I have not experienced the other side of love, right? I can't why would I eat a food if I don't have a hunger? So this is a path. This is the path to realize the completeness, the yin and yang, male and female. So there is no other path. And people, we all become so overwhelmed with the pain and events in our life that we start crying. But thanks to that pain, we become much more stronger and wise. But are we thankful to the pain and to the people who give us pain? No, we are complaining to them. We are always say, you are responsible for my pain, but I am more wise than you. But it is because of that person you are more wiser. So that is the attitude of gratitude one must develop. And the flow starts.
Exactly. Attitude of gratitude. I love that. That's great. I'd just like to ask you, Guruji, about the serpent energy that you mentioned that goes from New Zealand, Ayers Rock in Australia, Fiji, Japan, and then Machu Picchu. Is that right?
Correct. Many years, 5,000 years. So Machu Picchu, from Machu Picchu, it has moved to Mount Ida in Turkey thousands of years ago. From Turkey, it has moved to the Himalayas. And now it is coming down here in New Zealand. And again, it will go from Fuji to Shasta to Machu Picchu. So this is how it is moving. So from Machu Picchu to Mount Ida, Turkey, come to Himalayas, come to New Zealand, and then go to Shasta and come there like that. It's always on the move, always on the move. So that is why the awareness, the human consciousness keeps on shifting, because the changes, that is the nature. That is the nature.
And within each point that energy is flowing through, is there huge transformation on a deeper level than other places?
Absolutely, absolutely. So if a fire is burning, you will feel the heat. So wherever the fire is going, the heat will be there.
Yes.
Right. So the energy, when it is coming, it is a life force energy. Okay. And it's in the flow. Whatever is in that area that is not flowing, it will be demolished. Okay. Because what is not flowing is a death. And this Kundalini, this serpent, is a life force energy.
Right.
So that must be demolished, because within that death is a new life sitting.
Yes.
Within the death is a life. So we must open. So someone's death is someone's life. An animal dies. So you can start saying, oh my God, somebody dies. But there is a bird who wants to feed. So someone's death is someone's life. No one, all the time, you can't live. One must die. Similarly, like when you breathe, right? So the God says, okay, I have given you 1,000 breaths. All right. When you complete 1,000 breaths, you are done. I'll take you away. You will drop this body. And then you say, okay, fine. So now the choice is yours. Don't breathe. But you have to breathe because you have to live the life, to have experienced the life. When you breathe, you reduce the number of breaths left. So are you going to be thankful that you are able to breathe, or you are going to be complaining that my lifespan is becoming shorter?
Exactly, yes.
And what are you thankful for? So if we are saying, oh my God, I don't have it, I don't have this, I don't have that, then you are missing on the breath that you are taking right away. So even you have to take extra breath to live the life, but you know that the more you breathe, the more you are going towards the death.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So there is no free lunch in the universe. You want to have a life, you want to breathe, you are calling your death, right? You don't want to die, don't breathe.
Right.
There is no free lunch. What you take, it must be given back. It's a flow of energy, and it must be exchanged to keep the balance.
Right.
So what?
Absolutely.
This is what is happening. People keep on taking, give me this, give me that. But are they doing charity? What are you doing to give it away? You keep on collecting inside, right? And you do not give. And as a result, what happened? The stink happens. So you see, the God has given us a body, and it has given an automatic system. You eat something, it will get digested, and it will come out naturally. You don't have to do anything, right? But you have 5 mouths, 5 senses, eyes and ears and nose and mouth and skin, and you keep on eating. So where is the excretion point of this body? Tell me. You keep on eating, but where is the excretion point? I tell you where is the excretion point. Excretion point comes as an anger, as a disease in the body, as an irritation, as a dishonesty. These are the excretory point of minds.
Right.
Yeah.
So
It
to
makes
detoxify, say
sense.
people detoxify your body, mind, and soul. You can detoxify your body by all the practices of Hatha Yoga and all that, okay? Soul, you don't even talk about soul because you just don't have any idea. You are told and you believed. The only idea you have is somebody who's thinking, say, okay, maybe a little bit I understand about the mind. How do you detoxify the mind? So excretory points of your mind, address them and detoxify at a deeper level. That is when you will enter into emptiness. This is what the yogi says. When I burn myself, the yogi burns what is inside. Completely detoxed.
Yes, yes. Thank you. Thank you. I've just had a realization why New Zealand and Australia are going through such heavy, harsh times at the moment with this serpent energy, bringing the transformation. Of course, everything heavy, dark, and that's held us stuck within ourselves is all starting to be broken up and come to the surface now.
Yes. Yeah. I can so see that too.
It is happening. It's going to come very soon. All people of this part, Asia Pacific, need to do is do not let the energies shatter around. Need to consolidate the energy. Right now, there's a lot of turbulences happening because people, their narrative is shifting very fast. And it is the narrative that are believing and they are getting influenced. So their inner energies are very volatile, right? No matter what narrative you believe, it's okay. People have free will to believe any narrative and it can't be forced upon. But make sure your navel is at peace. It's very important. Our inner world is shifted because of the narrative here, because mind is controlling the narrative, and mind has power to shift your inner world. And the whole of this energy is a phenomena of your inner world. If this is, the inner world is not at peace, no matter what narrative you believe, it won't help.
Yeah.
So to bring that collective consciousness, to increase the vibration, we must not let our breath go away. We must stay in our belly. That's where we all become stronger. All intentions happening from navel, they have a power to manifest. Don't have to speak. It can burn anything. But who tells us to go inside? There is no knowledge out there. There is no guidance out there. So your inner self is like fish out of water, trying for that life force, right? So when that life force is not met, the irritation happens, the helplessness happens, the violence happens. All we need to do is go inside and then raise the voice from the Manipur, the voice from your navel has a far-reaching effect. It can really get into, it can really shift the dimensions.
Yes.
Wow.
Beautiful.
That's fantastic.
So, Guruji, at what age, can you tell us a bit about your life story and how you came into, I mean, you were obviously born into this, and how did it come about? Like, what was your journey in becoming a mastered, a guru?
Okay, maybe the time will be less, but I'll try to see what I can share. So
Okay.
since the age of 4, there was something, whenever I'm sleeping, something is always hitting my forehead. Something is always hitting, like some black thing comes and hits, and I'll wake up. So my parents thought that our child is probably sick or something is not right with him. So they took me to the doctor, and doctor didn't find obviously anything. But I was a lost child. Lost child means I was in my own world. Now, what world was that? I do not know. But there was something sense of when children are playing, I'll be just sitting and watching. The disconnection was there always. I remember like around 7 years, one of the yogi came in our house. So I have one elder brother and a sister. And my mother is sitting, and he asked for the alms, begging when they come, say, give the food. And in India, we have a policy or belief that whoever is asking must not go empty-handed from the house. So my mother went inside to get the rice or a flour to give alms, and this person is watching me. This person is watching me. And I still remember a lanky, like a toothpick, right? Little dark complexion, black and white beard, and the orange turban. And she says, "Mother, who's this?" She says, "It's my younger son." He said, "Okay, he's going to lead many people in the world, and he will not stay in India." So my mother got a little scared. Where will he go if he's not in India? We're talking about 1970s. I still remember his eyes. 11, so one of the, and after that, my mother was reading a scripture which was in Punjabi, and I did not know Punjabi. I said, I need in Hindi or English, because army school I go, and then I don't understand Punjabi. So she said, I do not know, but you can sit and I will read it to you. That was around 9 in the morning. Around 3 o'clock in the afternoon, wanted to go to washroom in our front yard, and we had a beautiful garden. And I see these pages sitting on the flowers, small pages. And I say, what is it? This is the same prayer book in Hindi that I understand. How did it come there? I do not know, because all our area is far away from English and Hindi, just Punjabi. So that's the first role of manifestation. At 11 years, I had a terrible appendicitis attack, which we did not realize. At that moment, cutting long story short, my appendicitis got busted, right? A normal appendicitis operation takes 15 to 20 minutes, 30 minutes. It took me 6 hours. At that moment, and this I realized later on in my life what happened. I was standing in front of the Guru Mandala. Okay, at that moment I did not know. So these are the people, like beautiful white. It's a dimension, you can say. There is complete whiteness, not this whiteness that you know. No, it's absolutely beautiful, bluish, whitish, very. I don't have words. So, and you know that there are people, but you can't see who's what. There are faces, they are talking, but you cannot hear what they're talking. They are standing, but you do not know where they're standing. And you are standing, and I'm standing as the white, bright soul as well. And at that moment, one of them are talking and they're watching me, but I can't see their faces, nothing. It's such a beautiful experience. And at that moment, they said something to each other and they saw me and I said, yes. That moment, I remember a slap on my face and I opened my eyes and I'm on the operation table outside. And doctor said, thank God he came back. So after later on in my life, when I was meditating, all that scene was brought forward. And at that time, I was told that the one who was born was dead on that table at 11 years. And when my soul was taken up there, so now they wanted a body to work. And they asked my permission whether I allow. And I looked at my mother there as well. So now when the one who came is the one that is sitting there. And the one who was born with this body is gone a long time ago.
Right.
So this was that 11 years, but I realized only after I was made to go all the social dynamics, the lives and what is happening, because that is the body I was born with, right? I had to complete the responsibilities of this body, responsibility towards my parents, my family. As soon as I hit 36, things shifted completely. And I went into meditation. All that came in and that happened. And the Kundalini mother, she awake, she started talking. The Guru Mandala appeared, started talking. And then life is not same anymore. I am not that. In my satsangs, my sister is watching me. And I said, how did it go? She said, you are not my brother. Somebody else takes over you. So one beautiful day, I have done my entomology. I am a scientist and my brother we belong to army family. And my sister has the master's in mathematics, master's in education, and my brother is an officer in Indian Army, and my brother-in-law, and I am entomologist. We then become good family, right? And one day I find myself in the lion claw sitting in Himalayan caves at -12 degrees. No food. And at that time I realized, who am I? Am I a millionaire? Then what am I doing there? And if I belong to there, then who's sitting here? And if I die here, who would know? And how does it matter in anyone's life? And I saw even a small blades of grass is laughing at me because they are at home. All the rocks, the snow, the wind, even the small particle of the dust is there because that's where it belongs. I don't belong anywhere. Where do I belong? Do I belong to that world or this world or that world? What happened? So I stayed months there, searching for the answers. And one day the mother came. The mother came and I cried and I howled. And after that, many things have happened that I can't share here. But know that one out there is sitting here. And the mother has blessed the Guru Mandala. And I want to enlighten the souls here in New Zealand and Australia. Whoever comes here, I'm here to give. Take it.
How beautiful.
That is beautiful. Such a good tease. It's made me emotional. It was having the mother come for you and take you home, basically, show you the way home.
Yes,
Beautiful.
yes. I remember that day I did not cry. I howled. I howled as if the biggest iceberg is melted. The biggest glacier in me, it got melted. And I could hear the sounds of galaxies away. These ears are very powerful. And the day she got activated in me, the mother, she is so beautiful. Her eyes are the vast ocean of peace. And the hairs are so dark, like this darkness of universe is nothing. And she is in front of me. And I am the most sinner in the life. All the bad or wrong things I have done, and she's standing in front of me, embracing me. So my life is not mine anymore. I have said, use this body to work on your children. And thank you for choosing me.
It's so beautiful. You have this gorgeous, I see the violet or the beautiful purple, very faint purple, pink really too. There's a lot of pink hue. But you also have these rays of energy coming out from you like a crown almost. I don't know, like sun rays behind you.
Because that is what it is. That is what it is. That is what it is. Have you seen the Om coming from here? Have you seen it?
In you or in actually? Yeah.
In actually the universe in me. Do you want to see that? I can share this picture here.
Would love to, yes.
So that people can see it, that what it means. So first of all, we all know that the soul is in the heart, which is like a bright star, and it is self-illuminated, right? We heard that, we read that. Allow me to share the screen so I can share the picture. And here, this is the picture in one of the rivers in Rishikesh, the foothills of Himalayas, when I was meditating. And this picture was taken. If you can see that? Can you see the picture?
Yes.
Okay. Not able to, yes, okay. So here in the heart, this is your heart chakra. And this is the illuminated one, the soul, which in the scriptures written Angushta Matra, the size of your thumbnail. This is the self-illuminated one. Okay,
Wow.
it has a power of 1,000 suns. This is your soul.
Wow.
And this is when you meditate and the divine comes to protect you. The whole chest or this area gets illuminated. And these are all deities, your protectors, your masters are inside you. See, the world, there is nothing outside, everything is inside you. And I bring that experience.
That is amazing.
It is.
And this is what it is. You call Om outside, look at that.
Wow.
This is what it is. Let there be a sound, and there was sound. Let there be light, there was light. This is what Bible is.
It's amazing.
So this is what I want to experience with people of New Zealand, that what you are reading out there in the books, what you have heard, the one that belongs is here to hold you in the lap and take you home. No more reading. Time to walk the path.
Absolutely. It's so easy to be distracted away from ourselves, isn't it? Especially when we don't know ourselves at all. And life is everything that's out there and nothing that is in here. There's so
everything.
many.
Absolutely. Yeah. Guru Nanak Dev Ji says, Jo Brahmande Soi Pinde. The what is outside is inside, and what is inside is outside. So, and Mother Kundalini, Matre Prasundari, she says that Antarmukh Samaradya, Bahirmukh Sudurlabha. That Antarmukh Samaradya, when you go inside, you will find me very easily. Bahirmukh Sudurlabha. If you are looking me outside, it's impossible. But every religion is asking to go outside.
Yes.
And the yogis are saying, come inside. So that is a dilemma, because outside you can see, you can perceive through your senses. Inside, this has to be closed completely.
Yeah.
Yes.
And that is where fear will say, don't do that. There is a death. You believe that. And you open your eyes. We say, okay, fine. I will go to church. I will read my Bible. I'll go to temple. I'll do this, prayers and all. Not going to find out there. A book cannot make you enlightened. Book cannot. Books are dead.
My guidance said to me one time, oh, I've got a terrible feedback. My guidance said to me one time that a book is another man's truth, not your own.
Yes.
Correct. It's someone else's belief system.
Yes.
You can take that guideline, but it cannot be your wisdom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you can feel the connection sometimes to their words and their experience as being similar to yours. But
and the thing is, if this is not resonating with people out there who are working from the mind, they will completely 100% disregard it. It doesn't mean that the truth is not there. The thing is, truth is always there. It's that you do not have that access because some mind or fears have taken over this perception. But truth is always beyond the senses, and it cannot be perceived with senses.
No.
It held me up for many years looking outside, saying, because it was Christian religion really that I was sort of taking note of. I never really went into it too much because I felt like there was parts of it, but not all of it at all for me. But it was this whole idea that God lived out here somewhere and we were to, pray to the sky for God. And it wasn't, the conversation was never about going within. And that did hold me up for a few years,
Well, who can guide you? The one who tasted knows the taste. The one who hasn't walked the path, how can they guide you? They say, Guru jaka anda chela hai ja chand anda ande theliye dono kuparan. That the one leading, the one who's been led is blind. The one who's leading is also blind. So blind is leading the blind, and they both fall in the well. That's what's happening.
Yeah, I get that.
So if somebody was to ask you, Guruji, how do you go inwards? How can you turn away from the great distraction of outside ourselves and come inwards? What would you say to them?
Well, the first thing is be honest with yourself. What are you after in life? Honestly is not what you tell people or what you perceive. Honesty is really when you have nothing to do. Who are you and why have you done? What do you want in life? What do you want to achieve in life that when you have, you will be absolutely at peace? What is that which you are after? Once you know that honestly, that this is what I really want, and then from the heart that crave will come and the guidance will come. As soon as you become honest, these become redundant. These remain active because of the dishonesty. And they say, mind is run by greed, tongue is run by lies. If you are honest, and mind then doesn't have any business outside. Tongue doesn't need to speak because truth cannot be explained. If you are speaking, the only lies will come. The taste cannot come out of the words. You have to experience the taste. So the number one is, please be honest, really honest inside. When you are honest with yourself, then the trust comes that yes, you have been looked after and you would be looked after. I just need to follow my heart on the path of truth. And when the truth happens, only then the surrender happens. And surrender is a flow. Surrender is that you do not exist anymore. And what doesn't exist exists everywhere. So you can't surrender if you don't have trust in anyone.
No.
You don't trust because you are not honest with your own feelings, own emotions. You don't know what you want. We want to possess the relationship. We don't want to be one with the relationship. And that is a dishonesty. That is a lie. You don't have good relationship, honest relationship with your own self. And how can you have that outside? Be honest. Do you look after this one who's sitting there? Do you really honor this one that is sitting there? Right. That is the honesty, and the trust will come. It's going to happen one day.
Yes. It's a big big aha moments when you are very honest with yourself, and
Absolutely.
You know, the big realization for me at when I turned 30 and I was introduced to neurology, and it was that clicked me into seeing everything connected, everything. And I couldn't put the blindfold back on again. Once that had come off, it was like I could not put it back on and see the world that I'd seen before. It's
exactly.
just not there.
Yes, it's a one-way traffic. Once you come out, you can't go back. You can't be the same person.
No. There's times I wished I could have, put the blindfold, just pretend I can't hear, see, or anything. But
well, people, when you come out of the blindfold, people will force you to put that on because it is not sitting correctly with their identity.
Absolutely.
Because your reality is making them uncomfortable, and they will manipulate you to say, put it on, or they will try to demean you. They will try to insult you. They will try to backbite you. But if you are honest, then these things are just like the water, and you're sitting with the oil in the body, and they fall and they just slips away. So nothing makes difference anymore. You are a new person. Welcome to the new world.
And I recall pulling myself back a wee bit from that because I was, so wide open in that moment. And for a long time from that, I mean, as I said, I couldn't go back to the way I was before. But I also recall pulling myself back in a bit to make other people feel comfortable.
Yes, that's when the self-doubt comes. Am I on the right path? Am I doing the right thing? I'm losing all my relationships. People are judging me. No one wants to talk to me. So I need to go back because I'm feeling alone. And that is the time you really need a guidance. Otherwise, this is called social manipulation.
Yes.
Your society will manipulate you one way or the other. Like if you don't come through this point, we are going to approach you from the other point till you give up. And the yogis, they don't give up. And soon people will start following the yogis. So you will be that yogis. Okay? Be a bagpiper, pied piper.
The pied piper.
Yeah.
So Guruji, at the moment you're traveling around Aotearoa, and you're facilitating events that are for karma release.
Yes.
And I wondered if you would like to talk into that so that people can get a real feel for what that actually offers and gives them. So
what happens is there are certain masters, okay? One is Gyan Marg, the knowledge path. So these masters, with all due respects, they will translate what is written on scriptures, and they will ask you to develop your own understanding and heal yourself. They can't heal yourself, but they will certainly translate what's there and give you the guidance what's written in scriptures like the Bible or the Quran or the Guru Granth Sahib or Bhagavad Gita. So their knowledge, this is a knowledge path. You become enlightened by becoming knowledgeable, but doesn't mean that you are healed.
Mm.
Then the other path is a Bhakti Yoga. Bhakti Yoga is a path of devotion. The devotion you give your, forget about what's happening with you, give yourself to the highest one and things will be taken care. But the thing is, these masters also can't heal you because your pain is real and you are feeling it. Right? Then the third path is the Urja path. Urja is a Kundalini path, energy path, the most dangerous path. So these masters are walking on the double-edged sword. And not all of the Kundalini masters are given the grace to heal, to burn the karmas. Only some of them. And the one that is sitting here has been embraced by the Mother Divine to channel that spiritual fire, which we call Shaktipat, and help the humanity to come up. Because sometimes you get too overwhelmed and you're like in the closed room, you're looking that someone opens the window so you can see where is it and you can find your way out. So karma release is a very potent journey where the seeker, the meditator, goes through different dimensions and develop an understanding, and also the Shakti path happens to burn your karmas. So if somebody says no one can help anyone, no one can help to burn someone's karma, they need to come here. They need to come here and experience. People who haven't experienced, they might say healing doesn't happen and this doesn't happen and that doesn't happen. So bless all of them. But there are hundreds of people in New Zealand and there are number of reviews there. Have a look. People feel the divine presence, and the karma releases when the master invokes the spiritual fire and give it to you, and your inner being, all the blockages get burnt away. And you are able to see the light of the day. Oh my God, thank you for that eureka moment in my life. So that is karma release. Once you empty out yourself, if you deweed your lawn, if you don't grow anything, the weeds will grow again. So when you are burnt again, if you don't put anything inside, you're going to go polluted again. So for that, then we do mantra yoga, the initiation into the divine mantras to invoke the divine, right? That is a mantra yoga that happens. And after that, the Kundalini meditation that is now happening in our ashram. And this is only by invitation, people who are initiated into mantra yoga. And that Kundalini is not what you read in the books or in the Google or what you see in the YouTube. No, this Kundalini comes from the scriptures where the first Kundalini was mentioned. And I bring that and want to give it to New Zealand. First time it's happening, and it's only by invitation. So people, you need a breakthrough. Karma release is a must.
Beautiful.
Yes.
And when is that? Have we got a date?
Yes. I think 19th or 20 or 21st, it's happening in Invercargill. And then week after that, it's in Tauranga. And week after that, it's in Auckland. And then I think 1 month after, it's in Wellington.
Okay.
Okay, so there will be, of course, a lot of people listening here that are going to wonder immediately about the Auckland border, but
it will be open by then.
Yeah, you've mentioned to us earlier it'll be open by then. So yay, that's really good news to hear. Fantastic news to hear. Would you like to share with us, Guruji, about what we can expect on the 21st of the 12th, 21? What is happening?
Yes, it is. What is happening is, let's say 21, 1/2/21. It's the longest day. The longest day. That's like, it's like the maximum breath, and now the breath has to be released. The days get shorter and shorter and shorter and shorter. So what you have achieved, maximum fear, that it's going to go down after that. Okay, it has to go down. The other thing is 2, 1, 1, 2, and 2, 1, which means 3 and 6 and 9. So numerologically, if you say in the table of, so 3 times 2 is 6, and 3 times 3 is 9, and then 12. So in the table of 3, it says 3, 6, 9, 3, 6, 9, 3, 6, 9. And in the table of 6, it says 6 to the, then 12 and 18, so becomes 6, 6, 3, 9, 6, 3, 9, 6, 3, 9. So 3 becomes 6, 6 becomes 3. They both interchange, but 9 remains independent, which is 3, 9 times 1, and 18 and 27. Every time becomes 9, 9, 9. Which means you have achieved in and out, but now when it becomes to this part, it is a forced transformation, and time to let go of 3 and 6 is now. They need each other. Male and female need each other. But when it comes to the 9, that means the highest wisdom is going to follow. You just remain steadfast, just like this. 9 is the highest digit. So numerologically is also coming up. There will be certain other shifts will be happening. On 19th of January, 19th, again, 119, the Jupiter conjunction is happening, which means more wisdom is now open and it's going to come down. So just hold yourself, stay connected. It's coming up.
Beautiful.
Fantastic. Yes. Yes.
Yes, we needed a little bit of hope in a sense. I think for, a lot of people now at this time need something to sort of show up, and we can feel, you can really feel the energy is growing in a sense, like it's ramping up. You can feel that, and it's tangible.
Yes. And on the worldwide stage, next 6 years are so important, so important. There might be a world war happening by 26 or 27. Big countries will be probably divided by 2032. And that will be based on your religious beliefs. So that is so important for people to raise the spiritual vibration. Very important. So people like us are strategically placed. So it's like a mushrooming. So from here, collective consciousness increases. From the South Pole and North, somebody else is there. US, somebody else is there. Himalaya, so many of them are sitting there. So together we have to walk. It's not a one person's role. We all belong to that one. We have responsibility. We have a purpose. And that's what it is. Hold the hand to the one who are less privileged, but they are equally important as you are.
Yeah. It's huge. Like, it is a huge time, like a really big time that we came in for. And I knew this as a child when I came in. I knew I was here for this time, but I didn't quite know what would be occurring.
Very important. Next 6 years in New Zealand, very important. You can see, I don't know, big earthquake coming up, little shakes are happening. So much is going to happen. So now is a time to actually choose your path and stick to it, because nothing else is going to matter. Your truth will be helping you going forward.
Beautiful.
Yes, I had an awareness of the earthquakes coming up as well, Guruji. So thank you for backing my awareness up. Yes, yes. I think the whole world's going to be rocking and rolling over the next few years, isn't it? With many earthquakes happening around.
Yes, humanity will have its a new definition. There will be more spiritual people out there. There will be more help, as well as there will be a culmination of stuck souls that are happening. In New Zealand, especially in the north part, a lot of ancestral release has to happen. There's a lot of injustice that is buried there, especially near the Bay of Islands side. So that needs to be addressed too. That's 144, 144 number of islands out there. And this has another significance in numerology. 144 is 12 times 12. 12 is the smallest abundant number. And 144 is also one of the inner angles of a healing hexagon that I'll explain sometimes later. But that also holds the North Island, Bay of Island holds the key for healing for rest of New Zealand. Let me tell you.
I'd been told that years ago, actually. So yeah, thank you for that.
It holds that key.
You're looking at going up there as well if you are able, aren't you, Guruji?
I would love to come and do ancestral release in the Bay of Islands, Kataya side. It's needed. Waitangi, is Waitangi somewhere? Kataya?
Yep.
Yes.
That's right.
Yeah, that's where it needs to happen. And that part, if that part gets healed, it will become lot of peace till in Mokaga. It would become, because if the crown is injured, the rest of the first eyes goes towards the crown to see what kind of person is, and that remains hurt. It's a lot of headaches there. So we need to go there and do some ancestral release.
That would be wonderful. Absolutely. We'll put that on the plan for sure.
Yes. It will happen one day.
It will. It will. Well, it's been an absolute honour, Guruji, to have you here with us, and for Aotearoa to experience your energy and the Masters while you're here as well, laying this into our land. It's just beautiful. So thank you
Beautiful.
Thank you for that.
Thank you for having me here. And if I may say that we are going to open our ashram in February, 3rd of February, when we are moving, and we need all your skills, all your help, and just come over and meditate with the Master and help wherever you can. We would need it. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
God bless you.
Thank you for the gift of you here in our country and this reality.
Beautiful.
Absolutely.
Jai Gurudev. Om Namo Narayan.